Spotlight, lectures and performances on and around Albany State University.
I am Asia Cook, Miss Albany State University, 2012-2013. 110 years ago, Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holly had a vision that Albany State University will become more than what it is today. We are so thankful that he had that vision. because it showed us right now that we are unsinkable. We have experienced tremendous growth in our faculty and staff, expression throughout the whole campus that showed that we are truly the best. We thank Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holley for all that he has done. And thank you once again. Welcome to the unsinkable Albany State University.
The living conditions of blacks in the South prompted Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holley to move from Massachusetts to Albany, Georgia, with a dream and a determination to educate African American residents living in the South. In 1903, Dr. Joseph Holley founded the Albany Bible and Manual Training Institute. The name was later changed to Georgia Normal and Agricultural College. After serving as its president for 40 years in 1943, Holley retired. The school's name was later changed to Albany State College. Because of his legacy, Albany State University continues helping all students realize their true potential.
Thank you, Dr. Holley, for my potential is realized.
They say this is the place where the great Ray Charles was born. The city that inspired one of the greatest artists of all time. Harmonizing the great state of Georgia, on my mind. The same place in the cold December of 1961 where Martin Luther King and 250 activists led thousands of citizens to fight for equal rights. And the same place in 1994 where its mother river cried so vastly, leaving a flood of tears exceeding many heights. But yet we still arise because we believe in new life for a past to cherish and a future to fulfill. With new facilities and few upgrades, while never forgetting our history, only appraising tradition, we are the front line of HBCUs, an unforeseen giant whose oath is potential realized. We strive, we fight, but remain unmatched. Welcome to the Good Life City, Albany, Georgia, home of the Albany State Golden Rams. We welcome back alumni and all visitors to a new ASU. Welcome to ASU.
I would have you know that that presentation was prepared by two of Albany State's finest, our mass comm students, Mr. Nehemiah Price and Mr. Rashad Russell. I think they're here, and if they are, I would like for them to stand so we can congratulate them on the wonderful job they did. I hope you all can see them because I cannot. We have just a cadre of wonderful friends and supporters of Albany State University who are here with us today to help us celebrate this 110th Founders Day celebration. They're listed on the program, and they include our many alumni, Mr. Tommy Postel from Commissioner of Ward 6, our Honorable Chairman of our Dougherty County Commission, Mr. Jeff Sinyard, Ms. Josephine Holly Jefferson, the daughter of our illustrious founder, Mr. Clarence Washington, the president of our SGA, and our National Alumni President, Ms. Joyce C. Ricks, and they will come in that order. Thank you.
Good morning. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be here with you this morning on Founders Day. 50 years ago, I finished Albany State with my BS degree. I moved forward after that, 10 years later, to receive my master's and my specialist. So I am full of Albany State, and it's a pleasure for me to be here before you this morning to give you the praise for Dr. Holly. Believe it or not, I've seen Dr. Holly on Hazard Drive several times when I was a boy because I worked with my grandfather in his business with the Albany Laundry, and we picked up cleaning from over here just about every week. So I witnessed him a lot of times, and he was a very fine man, very proud man, and the citizens promoted him emotionally and socially. Without any further ado, I use a key. My key is 3, because for this occasion, 1953, as I stated, I finished high school. 1963, I finished college after 5 years in the military. So the 3 is the key, and Dr. Holly used the 3 for his key. So what I would like to say to you is this: as the Albany State College exists here today, it did not exist in this manner when I was here. When I was here, believe it or not, this area that we are in now was the initiation area for most fraternities, and I was initiated in the sandy spurs and the grass and the weeds up on this hill. So I'm very familiar with this area, and I'm very glad to see the productivity that have occurred within this environment because it is vital to Albany. I never thought that this would be here. We call it the sand dunes when I was enrolled because we were down on the lower area. But as a commissioner for Ward 6, and this is my ward, the school is located in my ward, I am very proud to see the advantages and the advancement and the students, the relocation and how this has been vital to this environment and the city of Albany, Dougherty County. So coming to you this morning on behalf of the city of Albany, the mayor, who is Dorothy Hubbard, who's another alumni of Albany State, myself, and the other commissioners of the city of Albany, we're very proud to have you aboard, and we're very proud for those of you that have returned to come back to this city to give honor to a great man, Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holly. Thank you.
Good morning. Man, this is a great crowd. It's kind of awesome today, Founders Day. Each year that I come here, I get more excited. And after listening to this incredible presentation up here and looking at these young adults, that's got to be pretty exciting to everybody in the crowd. Y'all are bad to the bone, man. Woo. Really good. I was just thinking about the video presentation, and I didn't see the 2 folks stand, but it was awesome. Dr. Holly, 110 years, thinking about 110 years, he's got to be looking down with some chill bumps and goosebumps this morning because that video depicted an incredible history, and it also touched on the potential realized. So I think that summarized a lot, and that took a lot. That was very cool the way you laid that out. It really took your mind to a lot of different places, and that's what it's supposed to do. So you depicted what I think Founders Day is all about beautifully. Welcome today to the beginning of Founders Day weekend. I want to congratulate each of you that participated at Albany State University in so many important ways. On behalf of the community and on behalf of the Dougherty County Commission, we're excited to be a part of this, and mostly we're excited that Albany State University is a part of our great community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman, for inviting me to participate once again at this Founders Day celebration. It is always good to be here with you, with students, with family, with friends. And as always, I'm excited and wondering, what changes will I see? I know one of your themes this year is change. Change, they say, is the only constant in our lives. As pop artist Seal sings in his record, but I know change is going to come. Yes, it will. Change is what makes us grow, both the changes we choose to make and our response to changes that come our way. As you move forward in your lives, consider how you can respond positively to the changes that will surely come that you won't necessarily be able to control. But also, and perhaps more important, consider what changes you can make, no matter how small, that will make some difference in your world. Almost 50 years ago, Robert F. Kennedy said, "Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. And in the total of all those acts will be written the history of this generation." From my vantage point of watching this institution grow from a small agricultural college, the dream of one man, into a thriving university, I can affirm that the changes we as individuals make can have a lasting impact. Embracing change requires a certain amount of risk-taking, but without that risk, without that embrace, nothing moves forward. So dream of big changes you can make. Embrace change that enters your life. Work for positive change, no matter how small. Reach for the stars and hold fast to your dreams. A writer I once knew said, "Pity him not who in the world's sense fails, who draws his bow and sends the shaft afar. Rather pity him who still assails pregnable heights and never sees a star." That writer was my father-in-law, Wilson James Jefferson, and he wrote those words nearly 100 years ago in the very early days of the civil rights struggle. He was hopeful for change. So embrace the positive changes that your generation is fortunate to claim as your own, and be catalysts for even greater achievements for those who will follow you. Even more, as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in this world. Blessings as you move ahead toward the many new and exciting changes that will come in your lives. Again, I am pleased to be with you and be a witness to the legacy of growth and change here at Albany State. Thank you.
Good morning. 110 years ago, Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holley founded this great institution that has produced countless educators, political leaders, doctors, lawyers, and so many more. As we celebrate this unsinkable institution and our founder today, I am also reminded of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yesterday marked 45 years that this powerful civil rights leader was shot and killed at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. One of Dr. King's many well-known quotes is, "A man can't ride your back unless it's bent." This quote reminds me of all the obstacles Dr. Holley faced while founding this great institution. Dr. Holley had obstacles in the form of people and issues. Sometimes he didn't have all the funds that he may have wished for or all the supplies that he wanted for the institution, but yet he didn't let people or issues ride his back. He persevered because he knew this would not be an easy task and that it would take time to mold this great institution into what it is today. Dr. Holley knew that you cannot build a chimney from the top and that you have to ensure time is spent making the foundation strong. As I close today, I would like to bring you greetings on behalf of the 3,000 plus students here at this trendsetting institution. We, the students, are blessed to matriculate at this institution that is rich in history and is producing great citizens daily. For 2 years now, I've had the privilege of greeting ASU faculty, staff, alumni, and the Albany Doherty community at our university convocations in the capacity as SGA president. But now the time has come for one of my colleagues to continue to carry the torch of leadership for our great student body. I would like to take this time to thank the ASU community, alumni, and the Albany Doherty community for your support of SGA's many efforts to continue to make Albany State University a 5-star institution. May God bless and keep you is my prayer, and as always, get ready, get ready, get ready. Albany State University is moving forward. Thank you.
Good morning. Stony the road he trod, bitter the chastening rod. Yet he had not weariness about him. We come today to rejoice in his effort to acknowledge the possibilities that lie before us for future generations at this magnificent institution. There are many expressions of greetings and welcome, from hi, hello, the nod of the head, the wave of the hand. But in a family, greetings are usually met with a hug, because it creates that human element like no other expression can. I'm going to ask a favor of you as members of this family. Stand and hug the person next to you. I don't know how your hug felt, but mine felt good. Again, it's that human element that we want and that we all need. We come and we celebrate the legacy of a person who is not only the founder, but as a part of the family is the father. Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holley overcame many obstacles for the privilege that we now have. On behalf of Albany State University National Alumni Association, and as your cousin, I welcome you to this occasion.
Mrs. Holly Jefferson, members of the Holly family, Ms. ASU, Commissioner Postel, Chairman Sinyard, Presidents Washington and Ricks, and members of the Albany State family. I am delighted that you are all here as we celebrate 110 years of Albany State University's continued existence and commitment to educating those who seek knowledge and wisdom in Albany, Georgia. My task is a very simple one, and that is to introduce an outstanding alumna who is our speaker. Our tradition is to bring back two Founders Day, a member of the Albany State alumni class who personifies what it means to realize his or her potential. We did it last year with Reverend Hurd, who is here, and this year we are delighted to have as our speaker an absolutely wonderful dentist, a woman who has committed her life to the health professions and helping us in ways, not just as a dentist, but as a philanthropist and as a committed member of the Albany State family. At the age of 12, she got her first job working as an assistant in her dad's dental practice. She's realized at that time, and has continued to realize, that dentistry is, in fact, her calling and her mission. Following in her father's footsteps, she currently practices in the field. She is self-employed general dentist and has been engaged in dentistry for 2 decades. She is currently the CEO and senior dentist at the Albany Area Primary Health Care Glover Dental Center, with offices in Albany and in Ashburn, Georgia. And she credits her father, Dr. Robert Taylor, and her mother, Dr. Joanne Taylor, as her role models and her inspiration for becoming a dentist and pursuing her path. She is a graduate of the unsinkable Albany State University in 1990 and the Medical College of Georgia, where she obtained her dentistry degree in 1994. She's a member of several professional and civic organizations, including the Georgia Dental Association, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, the Albany, Georgia chapter of the Lynx Incorporated, Jack and Jill of America, Lynx, the Albany State University National Alumni Association, and she serves on the board of the Albany State University Foundation. She has just been one of the unwavering supporters of Albany State University. She, her 2 wonderful daughters are here, along with her husband and her mother and her father, and they have all been so supportive of this institution. So when she agreed to be our commencement speaker, nothing was more delightful to me than to know that she would be coming forth in triple roles, as an alumna, as an active member of the National Alumni Association, and as an extraordinarily active member of the Albany State University Foundation. Would you join me in standing and welcoming our commencement speaker, the wonderful Dr. Sonia Taylor Acree. Dr. Acree, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us.
Woo, had to think about who he was talking about for a minute. Good morning, good morning. To President Freeman, the ASU faculty, Mrs. Holly Jefferson, and all the alumni. To my family, my father, Dr. Robert Taylor III, my mother, Dr. Joanne Davis Taylor, both graduates of the unsinkable ASU, my brother Quentin, my staff, raise your hand, staff, my lovely daughters, Taylor and Leslie, and my wonderful husband of almost 2 years, Mr. Mathis Acree. Wave. And to you, the wonderful student body of our great university, again I say good morning. What an honor and privilege it is to stand before you today as the guest speaker for this, the 110th celebration of our wonderful founder, Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holley. Today's theme centers on embracing change, investing in our future, and celebrates ASU's commitment to graduating empowered leaders and building better communities by truly making a difference in this community. When Clifford asked if I would deliver today's message, I had to give it a little thought. I'm super busy all the time, but that wasn't what I was thinking about. I said, you know, what message could I really bring? I didn't know what the topic was at that time, and to take on such a task, I'm the kind of person, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it and really try to make a difference. When he told me what the topic was, embracing change, investing in your future, I knew that I was a true fit for that. I consider myself the poster child of embracing the change, because change is gonna happen. It happens every day. It happens every moment, and it happens everywhere. But most of us are averse to change. We like to keep things the way they are, you know, stay in our lane, our comfort zone. And that was me about until 5 years ago. Let me run it down for you. My 5 years has been crazy. In 2007, after being married for 14 years, I decided to make a drastic change and ended my marriage. I had to, in retrospect, look at the things that were going on around me and do what's best for me. Let's skip to 2009. Change came again as I opened up my heart to Mr. Mathis, who would later become my husband. Then a true game changer came. In 2010, a week after I celebrated my 42nd birthday, change knocked on my door again in the form of breast cancer. A little pin I wear. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I went through a year of chemo, radiation, all that kind of good stuff. People would see me and say, I thought you were sick, because I'm the kind of person, you feel on the inside how you feel, how you look on the outside. And so, you know, I handled that with stride, did what I had to do, got that taken care of. Then let's skip to 2011. A lot of you who watch the TLC, the reality show, may have seen me on a show called Say Yes to the Dress. It was a really change for me because I'm a really private person. And so when I'm up in Atlanta looking for dresses and they're like, you know, who are you? And I'm like, you know, I hadn't been fully reconstructed at that time. I said, I'm getting married in August. I'm picking a dress out now because I need to know what the doctor needs to do to make me look good in my dress. So they was laughing, laughing at me, following me around the store. They said, you will be a good person for our show. I said, what show? What are you talking about? Long story short, ended up, they taped me, picking my dress out. They taped me, fitting my dress. They taped our wedding in St. Simon's that August. So that was a game changer because I'm a very private person. To have everybody be coming up to me saying, hey, were you that person on Say Yes to the Dress? Yes, I was that person on Say Yes to the Dress. Grocery stores, airports, it was fun. But when that happened and the wedding was over, I settled down for a little bit. And on a checkup visit to my doctor in 2012, found another little spot that we had to get. So once again, had to fight breast cancer off. And I just thank God for the talented doctors and the advanced technology that allowed me to get it super duper early. And now I can say that I'm in full remission. So I'm wonderfully grateful for that. So as you see, I know a little something about change. And embracing change and investing in one's future is a key part of dealing with change. In each of my life circumstances, I had high expectations for myself, for my business, for my staff, for my family, and I didn't set unrealistic expectations. I just knew that I had better be able to manage any change that came my way. Circumstances may not turn out the way you want them to. Sometimes they rarely do. But that's okay, because embracing the situation can help you deal with change effectively and enable you to move forward in a positive manner. Many of us feel disconnected from what we're doing in life. We get up, go to work, go to class, do what we're required to do, what we're supposed to do for that check, and come home exhausted, unfulfilled. We feel defined by our jobs, our responsibilities, and our problems. But rather than being defined by a purpose, let's find a mission for the future. It seems like the older we get, the harder it is to remember what our dreams really were and what our goals were. We're used to saying things like, I want to make a difference in the world, I want to change things for the better. Let's commit to that. So how does one learn to embrace change? Develop another way of viewing situations in your life, as I had to do. Each event that happens to you has the ability to move you forward or backwards. The way you choose to view a situation determines your experience and your outcome. Everything that has happened in my life has produced change. I'm happy to be where I am today and to have the knowledge and battle scars that I have. Lots of battle scars. I have earned this spot, this right now in my life, and the wisdom that has got me here. We must first learn to view, anticipate, and plan for changes. The future is ours to channel in the direction that we want it to go, and we must continually ask ourselves, what will happen if, and how can we make that happen? Let's all become proactive in this cause. When one door closes, another opens, but often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one that has been opened for us. If we can recognize that change and uncertainty are basic principles, we can greet the future and all that it brings with a better understanding. And when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. As Charles Darwin put it, I'm a biology major, so Darwin, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. I urge all of us to start by acknowledging change. Be aware that it can and will happen in your life. Things will be different from how they are now, and acknowledging change is our first step in the right direction. Next, we have to accept and embrace it. Don't try to stop it from happening. Accepting my cancer diagnosis was probably the hardest and most difficult thing I've had to do. But once I did that, my battle was halfway over. You see, when we accept change and learn from it and become all the better for experiencing it, change becomes our teacher and no longer our enemy. Ask yourself, what's next? Be bold. Set new goals for your future. Think bigger. Think better. Think bigger and better. Dream big, realistically big. What's the point of making goals and having dreams in the first place? I fast forward to my 2013, which has just started. I've had a major career change. I partnered with the second largest health care organization in our area, became owner of another new business, as well as a federal employee. I have broadened my horizons and put a little change in the bank while doing so. I am the happiest I have ever been in my personal life, and super, as my baby says, super duper fulfilled in my professional life. New opportunities come my way every day, and I embrace them. My hope is that everyone can be as blessed. So I end by saying, embrace your futures, embrace change, understand, respond, and adjust accordingly, or else. Life can be persistent teachers to us, and when we fail to learn life's lessons the first time around, believe me, it has a funny way of repeating those lessons. Let me end with an old familiar prayer that has brought me through some of life's most difficult challenges. This is my grandmother's little saying on her kitchen wall. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you.
Didn't she do a fantastic job, folks? We have something to present to you on behalf of the entire Albany State University family for a job well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely potential realized. Well done. Congratulations. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. On behalf of the Gamma Sigma chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, we would just like to welcome our proud sister. We are so happy that you're here and that you're a survivor, and you teach us every day to strive and be better than what we are, and we love you so much, and thank you for being such a proud member of our great institution. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Same train, same train, same train, same train, carry my mother, same train, same train, same train, carry my mother, same train, same train, same train, carry my mother, same train, get back tomorrow, same train, same train, same train, carry my mother, same train, same train, same train, carry my mother, same train, same train, same train.
It's always amazing when you consider that Albany State produces some of the finest students in all disciplines, but every one of the men and women you see up here on this stage is a musical educator and is committed to producing future generations of ASU chorale members as well. So thank you, educators, for the singing job you've done today again. Well done. Thank you. Dr. Hood, thank you. My task right now is to recognize individuals who have spent 25 years of their life working at Albany State University and making significant contributions to making this institution better. As I call your name, I invite you to join me to accept a plaque, modest recognition at best for a job well done. So if you would come forward, Babatunde Abiyomi, would you come forward? If he's here. Panza Abiyani, if she's here. Cassandra Alexander. Thank you, Ms. Alexander. Dr. Audrey Beard. Dr. Cheryl Johnson. Memphis Marshall. Memphis is probably out taking care of grounds right now. Annie McFarland. John McNeil. Mr. McNeil here. Thank you for giving him a round of applause nonetheless. Melinda Patterson. Ms. Patterson, is she here? Well, we want to acknowledge each and every one of them for their dedicated service to Albany State University. Thank you, and thank you for acknowledging them. We have one other acknowledgement and recognition, and that's by our very own Reverend Lorenzo Hurd. Dr. Hurd, come on up. You have a presentation you'd like to give. And his wife is with him. Always good to see them both. Glad you're here. They did a fantastic, Reverend Hurd did a fantastic job last year. And we're glad that he's back with us this year as well. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Dr. Freeman, faculty, staff, students, to Mrs. Holly Jefferson, to the honored speaker for today. Last year when coming, to share and reading Dr. Joseph Winthrop Holler's book, I was inspired to challenge our church to make a difference and to invest in our future by investing in Albany State University. I did not intend to make the commitment. I did not know I would make the commitment until I was standing here speaking, but while here and thinking about the story that Dr. Holler shared about the farmer who gave to Dr. Holler and to this great institution a cow, and while heading back to campus, stopping by an African-American farmer also who did not have quite the resources of the other gentleman, but said he couldn't give a cow, but he could give him a hog. And so I challenged our church to commit to not living so much and so high off the hog that we couldn't at least share some of the pig. And so today we've come to say that the church responded. I'm going to ask those who are part of Greater Sacramento Olive Baptist Church, would you stand? Some of them came, some of them helped make it happen, and we appreciate them so much. Dr. Freeman, there is no other institution or organization that has impacted Greater Sacramento Olive Baptist Church more than Albany State University. And so this is our commitment that every year, at the minimum, we will give you the $10,000 seed. And so here you are with a book to say some of the people who gave.
This is outstanding. Members of Greater Second Mount Olive Baptist Church, thank you. Thank you. Mrs. Hurd, Reverend Hurd, you have spoken powerfully to your fellow alums, and thank you for so doing. Thank you all. Mr. Porter, you have some work yet to do. Come on up.
Thank God for the pig. I want to just acknowledge just a few people. Everyone here is special, but we have some folks that really work hard for our university day in and day out, wherever they are in the world. And I'd like to acknowledge them very quickly. Those being members of our ASU National Alumni Board of Directors, if you all would please stand, as well as our ASU Foundation board members, past and present, if you're here, if you would stand so that we could acknowledge you. Also, the folks who work with me in the trenches and the president every day, members of the ASU cabinet and the executive council, if you all would please stand, as well as our deans. Also, we acknowledged Chairman Sinyard and Commissioner Postel, and I think there may be a couple of other elected officials that we may have missed. If you all would please stand so that we could acknowledge you as well. If there are any other elected officials present. Thank you. And last but not least, Dr. Akery talked about her family, but she has a beautiful family. And I would like for you all to stand as well and turn around so they can see you all. The Akery and the Taylor family. Absolutely. I also need to acknowledge the Holly and Jefferson families as well, if you all would please stand. Thank you. Thank you. Please charge that to the head, not to the heart. I think that's it. We will go immediately to our gravesite ceremony, and as the custom is, Dr. Freeman has always selected a random person to help lead the alma mater. Okay, Dr. Shelton, then it's on you.
Sing, Albany State, we dearly love you, whose walls are inscribed with knowledge so true, so solidly built on this foundation, a union of work and pomp, inspiration, teacher to those who strive for success. To thee we give praises above all the rest. Thy jubilant colors of blue and gold we'll ever honor, ever behold. Thy name is an anchor upon life's seas, and sailing we put our trust in thee. In thee, dear school, we see all the best. To thee we give praises above all the rest.
Scripture tells us that Jesus saw the needs of the multitude, but it doesn't stop there. It says that seeing the great need of the multitude, Jesus was then moved with compassion. Some people think that because they can point out a need, they are prophetic. How untrue? Anybody can see a need, but it takes special ability. It takes grace from God to look into a sea of need and to see answers and solution. We call that vision. Our founder was a man motivated by answers. Before it existed, he saw a place where generations of underserved youth could be affirmed in their God-given gifts. Having been convinced by the need by reading the book The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois, Joseph Holly began to be filled with a vision for a strong and educated community with voting rights and benefits of equality and justice. Our founder saw the need, but he was motivated by vision. Visionaries forge new paths. Visionaries are catalysts. They jolt us off our sleepy routine. They thrust us headlong into new adventures in life. Visionaries ignite our heart to believe that our people can live above the bondage of myth and half-truth. Visionaries see answers where everyone else sees need. Visionaries help men rise from the dark depths of prejudice and racism. When Alexander the Great had a vision, he conquered the known world. When he lost his vision, he couldn't conquer a liquor bottle. When David had a vision, he conquered Goliath. When David lost his vision, he couldn't conquer his own lust. When Samson had a vision, he conquered the Philistines. When he lost his vision, he couldn't conquer a harlot named Delilah. When Noah had a cause and a vision, he saved the human race. When he lost his vision, his purpose, he just got drunk. Joseph Winthrop Holly was a visionary who saw what was as though it already was. He was a man of valuable vision. A valuable vision speaks to the need of the people. A valuable vision challenges us to be more than we ever thought we could be. A valuable vision solves problems. A valuable vision provides guidance. A valuable vision attracts winners. A valuable vision unites people. A valuable vision gives energy and releases it to the crowd. The vision of Joseph Holly is personal to me because it changed my life. The vision of Joseph Holly is personal to me because it challenged me to be more than I thought I could ever be. 110 years strong, we've only begun to see the potential of our people realized. 110 years strong, it's still about rising above prejudice and racism. 110 years strong is still about reconciliation, redemption, and the beloved community. 110 years strong is still about the reality of brotherhood. It's still about the integrated community of love and justice. 110 years strong, we honor the family and we salute the legacy of our founder, Joseph Winthrop Holly.
I want to thank all of you for being a part of our tradition of pausing for a moment and thanking God for creating Joseph Winthrop Holly, who, as our alumnus said, had a vision about what we could be, and we have achieved that vision, and the vision continues, and the struggle continues. God bless you all. Let's give our chorale one more round of applause. God bless you all, and God bless all of you. Have a great day.